A crucial vote on health care reform is drawing closer tonight. Today, you could see and feel the stakes being raised with some big endorsements by two influential groups. And on the other side, a big, noisy rally urging lawmakers to just say no. NBC's Kelly O'Donnell saw all of it today. She's with us tonight from Capitol Hill. Kelly, good evening.
Good evening, Brian. And it's because the House is prepared for an unusual weekend vote that this turned out to be a pivotal day for both sides in the health care debate. Democrats got big name support, and conservative opponents were able to turn out a boisterous crowd here at the Capitol.
Anger and action from a few thousand protesters today.
We are here today for a House call on Washington.
Furious with Democrats and President Obama over health care reform.
Madam Speaker, throw out this bill.
Encouraged by conservative organizers to take their outrage inside congressional office buildings. At least a dozen arrests were made. This was the scene outside Speaker Pelosi's office. The House bill would cost $1.2 trillion over 10 years, expand health coverage to 96% of Americans, and create government-backed insurance called a public option. Today, that plan won a powerful endorsement. AARP, the lobby group for Americans over 50, signed on and showed off boxes of supportive petitions.
This bill includes critical priorities for seniors.
Followed by another boost. The doctors' lobby, the American Medical Association, said although it is not the perfect bill, it would make the system better. Armed with those long sought-after endorsements, the president made a surprise visit to the White House briefing room.
I urge Congress to listen to AARP, listen to the AMA, and pass this reform for hundreds of millions of Americans who will benefit from it.
And the president just won't urge Congress. He's actually going to make an unusual visit here tomorrow, if his schedule holds, to see House Democrats and to meet with them, especially the 36 or so moderate Democrats who have concerns about costs.
Staging what she tried to claim was a spontaneous meetup of opponents to health care reform. If 25 buses paid for by the AstroTurf group Americans for Prosperity could be considered spontaneous, an estimated 4,000 people today answering Ms. Bachmann's call, bringing with them on those buses not just their misunderstanding of health care reform, but also their hatred of President Obama, as well as pure hatred, period. Lee Fang at thinkprogress.org taking these photographs of a sign that reads, National Socialist Healthcare, Dachau, Germany, 1945, superimposed over the horrific images of the corpses from Dachau. Other signs slightly less shameful, but many in no way related to health care. Congresswoman Bachmann urging these people to rebel.
You're not going to eat this rotten, stinking fish that is Pelosi health care. We're going to put a stop sign in front of her steamroll of socialism. Go to it, Patriots!
That man is a doctor, and someone has an appointment to see him. At least Congressman Brown knows how the Constitution starts. The Republicans' top dog can't even cite the correct document.
I'm going to stand with you and all freedom-loving Americans against this bill. This is my copy of the Constitution. And I'm going to stand here with our founding fathers who wrote in the preamble, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
If Minority Leader Boehner had read his prop copy of the Constitution, perhaps he'd know that he was actually quoting the Declaration of Independence. Or maybe he thinks that's the same thing as the Constitution. Which might explain the Republican health care bill, Minority Leader Boehner's office having falsely claimed that that bill, once it was finally revealed, would, one, cover millions more Americans than the Democrats' bill would. In fact, it would cover millions fewer Americans, making the nation's health care crisis that much worse. The Congressional Budget Office, in its analysis of the bill, determining that the Republicans would leave 52 million Americans uninsured. Right now, there are 46 million in this country without coverage, which means that under the Republican plan, 6 million more Americans would become uninsured. And the GOP's bill's impact on the deficit, it would be $36 million worse than the impact of the Democratic bill.
Together event, this one did have its unscripted, oops, that wasn't supposed to happen moments. For example, after proclaiming that the Pledge of Allegiance, quote, drives liberals crazy, Republican Congressman Todd Akin of Missouri then proceeded to botch it.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, with liberty, justice for all.
What they said, the indivisible, whatever. Congressman Akin was not alone in stumbling over a little basic U.S. history. He had some good company in the top Republican in the House, Minority Leader John Boehner.
This is my copy of the Constitution. And I'm going to stand here with our founding fathers who wrote in the preamble, we hold these truths to be self-evident.
Constitution doesn't have a preamble. No, stop it. That would be the Declaration of Independence. Oh. There was also this bit of unfortunate stagecraft that happened as right-wing talk radio host Mark Levin took to the mic.
What the hell is this? There, I say it, and the flag drops. Hold up the flag and drop that.
Hey, good save. The awkwardness here was not just that this event was full of missteps. The awkwardness here was that all of these Republican members of Congress have lined up behind Michelle Bachmann.
Making sure that not one Republican will vote for this bill.
Republicans did introduce their own health reform proposal earlier this week, a plan that was absolutely eviscerated today by the Congressional Budget Office. This was a proposal that took Republicans more than 130 days to put together after they said they were going to put something together. And the final product, according to the CBO, is a plan to spend $60 billion so that 10 years from now the country will have 7 million more uninsured people than we have right now. Bargain. The Republican plan even leaves out the one thing that Republicans like John Boehner and Chuck Grassley and John Kyle have all said they agreed on, which is that insurance companies should be blocked from discriminating against people because we have pre-existing conditions. That, according to Republicans, is now apparently a bridge too far.